So Donald Trump's mindless cult is shocked and appalled over his recent flip-flops. Let's talk about it. Well, as you've probably seen by now, Donald Trump just pulled another major flip-flop on the issue of abortion. He was recently asked about his views on abortion and in vitro fertilization, specifically with respect to a ballot measure pending in Florida over a 6-week ban. And he was asked how he would vote on that. Now, if you've been following Trump on this issue, you would know that he is trying desperately to avoid answering this question. Of course, he is a resident of Florida. And even though he is a convicted felon, he is still allowed to vote in Florida. And he's going to vote on this ballot measure. And he was asked how he's going to vote. Is he in favor of a 6-week total ban on abortion or not? And because he has been so badly damaged politically over the abortion issue because of Roe versus Wade being overturned because of the justices that he appointed, he is now running scared on this issue. And so he's trying desperately to pander to pro-choice folks. And he said that he is opposed to the 6-week ban. He thinks it should be longer. There should be more weeks during which a woman could seek an abortion. And he went further in saying that not only does he support in vitro fertilization, which goes against what he and his entire cult have been saying for months and months, but not only is he in favor of in vitro fertilization, but that he wants the state to pay for it. And that when he is president, he will have the federal government pay for in vitro fertilization, or to force insurance companies to pay for in vitro fertilization. And of course, oh, by the way, quick aside, for all you politicians out there and pundits, stop referring to in vitro fertilization as IVF. A lot of people don't know what the hell that means. Okay, stop assuming that everybody knows your little acronyms, okay? Not everybody does. I do. I'm sure most of the people watching this do, but not everybody does. So you got to friggin' say the words, all right? In vitro fertilization, and go further. Explain what it is from time to time, okay? I've been saying this for a long time. You have to treat the American people as the morons that they are. Of course, not all of them are morons, but way too many are, and a lot of them vote. They don't know what IVF stands for. They don't know what in vitro fertilization is, even if you told them. You have to educate these people about what these issues are, okay? That's an aside. Now, anyway, back to the issue. So Donald Trump is flip-flopping on this, and his cult doesn't know what to make of this. They're shocked, and they're appalled. And a lot of these hardcore Trump cultists, for whom this abortion issue is very important, are mad. Some of them are actually angry at Trump for flip-flopping on this. Some of them are actually threatening to withhold their support for him. Now, of course, most of them, this is all bluster. They would vote for Donald Trump no matter what he said or no matter what he did. But here's where it's politically could be very damaging to him. If Donald Trump manages to win this election, it will be by a gnat's eyelash, okay? He will barely squeak by. He is going to lose the popular vote. He's probably going to lose it very, very big. And the only chance he has to win this election is by getting very, very narrow victories in some of the key swing states and eking out a 270 electoral college victory, or making it a 269 to 269 tie, and then have the Republicans in the House of Representatives choose the president. That's his only way he's going to win. He's not going to win big. He's going to win by the tiniest of margins, if he wins at all, which I don't think he's going to do. So why is this so important? Well, if he upsets his base, now, as I said, most of them are going to vote for him no matter what. But if just a tiny fraction decide not to vote for him because they're sick of his flip-floppings and they're sick of being sold out by this guy, if enough of them decide just not to vote, to hell with it, that could make all the difference in the world. That could be the difference between winning Pennsylvania and losing Pennsylvania or any of the other swing states. So dampening enthusiasm for his candidacy is the risk he runs. He's not, which is really, really stupid because he staked out this territory. He really can't run away from it. He is the reason why Roe versus Wade has been overturned. He can't run away from that, so he might as well embrace it. But he's trying to both take credit for overruling, for having Roe versus Wade overturned and running away from it and trying to pretend that he is pro-choice. It's not going to work. So he's not going to get any pro-choice voters to vote for him. Okay, that's not going to fly. The only thing this is going to possibly do for him is to suppress his own vote. Now, again, the vast majority, even if they're upset, it doesn't matter. They will vote for him no matter what. But just a tiny percentage, if they decide not to vote for him, he could lose if, in a very, very close race. But here's the other thing. It's amazing to me. Absolutely, really is. It's amazing to me that these blithering idiots who vote for Donald Trump, the people who love him the most, don't even understand the man at all. They really believe when he tells them things. So when he has pretended to be pro-life, it's just a con job. The man has always been, to the extent he cared about the issue at all, and I don't think he did, he has always, up until the time he decided to seek the Republican nomination, had always said that he was pro-choice. Then he decided he wanted to be the Republican nominee, so now suddenly he's pro-life. But he was never pro-life. He probably wasn't pro-choice either. He didn't give a shit. But, to the extent he personally, maybe he sided on pro-life just in case he, knocked up one of his many mistresses. But then again, rich people don't have trouble getting abortions for their impregnated mistresses, whether abortion is legal or not. So it really doesn't affect him. But he certainly was never pro-choice. Okay, pro-life. The whole thing has been a con job. They believe him when he tells them that he's religious. Go down the list of lies that he has told these people and they believe. And he's flip-flopped on so many things. What's amazing to me is that these people don't get it yet. How many years into this con job are we? And these people still don't get it. Donald Trump will literally say and do anything he thinks he needs to do at any given point in time to get what he wants. And right now what he wants is to stay out of prison. And the only way he's going to do that is by winning the presidency. But he's losing right now, and all the momentum is going against him. So what does he want to do? He wants to get back these people he's lost and turned off. And one of the main things that has turned off a lot of people is this whole Roe versus Wade debacle, for which he is singularly responsible. And so he's trying desperately to undo that damage by promising everyone who will listen that he's really pro-choice. All he wanted to do was give the issue back to the states, but he's pro-choice. He's not going to sign a national abortion ban, and he's for in vitro fertilization. And as a matter of fact, the government should pay for it. That's how much I love in vitro fertilization. So these people are shocked now. A lot of these people are shocked. How stupid do you have to be surprised that Donald Trump would flip-flop on the issue of abortion? Because these people, flip-flopping on abortion to these people is a serious deal because a lot of them firmly believe it, right? It's important to them. And they believe that abortion at any stage is murder. And discarding a fertilized egg that was created during in vitro fertilization but was not used, discarding that is also murder. They believe that. They believe life begins at conception, and to snuff out that life that begins at the moment of conception is murder. They believe that. So what they can't understand is Donald Trump, who has pretended to be just as pro-life and religious as they are, thinks that it's perfectly fine to have abortion however the states want to have abortion, right? So that's his whole thing. I'm pro-life, but whatever the states want to do. So if abortion is murder, he's okay with Wyoming allowing the murder of innocent babies. That's his position. That's your position. If you believe it's murder, but you have no problem with Wyoming doing it, what you're saying is you don't care if Wyoming murders babies. That's what you're saying. Okay, so you can't believe in both things. It can't be life from the moment of conception, but Wyoming can do it or Kansas can do it, and I have no problem with it. If it's murder, then you should have a freaking problem with it, right? So which is it? The point is, he doesn't care about any of this crap, and he never has. He's a liar. He's a con man. And these people still haven't figured it out, to the point where he flip-flops 180 on abortion, and they're shocked and surprised by this. How in the world can you be surprised that Donald Trump would flip-flop on anything? How can you not? How can you not know who this man is? But this is the level of stupidity. And by the way, I was just watching MSNBC where they were discussing this issue. Charlie Sykes and Charles Blow and Molly Jong-Fast and Joy Reid and somebody else. And I think it was Charles Blow who made the point that Donald Trump has his whole life has done this and continues to do this. That he will say whatever he thinks whoever he's talking to wants to hear at any point in time. So he gave a couple examples out. He said this to this interviewer about abortion, but he just said something to his cult clan meeting the other day that was polar opposite to this. Whatever the person or audience he's talking to at any given point in time wants to hear, that's what he will tell them. And to my point about these stupid Trump cultists not getting it yet, that's not just what Donald Trump does. That is the entire right-wing media bubble in which they live. That's what they all do. That's what the entire right-wing media ecosystem does. The whole thing is set up to tell stupid people what they want to hear. That's it. That's Fox's operating principle. Tell these morons only what they want to hear. That's Fox News. That's Newsmax. That's OAN. That's talk radio. That's right-wing podcasters. What do the fucking morons who watch me here on Fox News want to hear? That's what I'll tell them. So for Donald Trump, what do these idiots at my cult clan rally want to hear? That's what I'll tell them. Now I'm talking to a mainstream media person, and there's independents and moderates who are going to be watching this. What do they want to hear on abortion? They don't want to hear me. They don't want to hear what I tell my cult clan. They want to hear that I will keep abortion legal and that I will keep in vitro fertilization legal. So that's what I'm going to tell them. It's all about who he's talking to. And these frigging morons who vote for this con man, they still don't get it. We've been doing this since 2015. It's now September, almost, of 2024, and these freaking morons still haven't figured this guy out. And he's the guy they're obsessed with. He's the guy who they follow all around the country to go to these Klan rallies. He's the moron who they buy all his crap. He puts out a digital playing card. Put me down for 5,000. These friggin' morons buy everything that he puts out. They go to his rallies. They buy every crap product he puts out. He gets a little boo-boo scratch on his ear, supposedly, and he puts a friggin' maxi pad on his ear. They're all running around in solidarity wearing maxi pads on the side of their heads. These friggin' morons, these are the people who are completely obsessed with the guy, and they don't understand him at all. We people who freaking hate this guy, we know him far better than his cult followers know him. It's absolutely unbelievable. I think I've made my point. So, it's Friday. I hope you all have a good weekend. I don't know if I'll be posting this weekend or not. If something important comes up, probably I will. But I thank you for watching. And that's it. Talk to you again soon.